Welcome to the Language Power Podcast. After listening to this course, the students will be able to present themselves in Norwegian, understand the basics of Norwegian small talk, have a basic understanding of local Norwegian customs and traditions, and they will learn to correct other Norwegian people's grammar. They will appreciate hot food from petrol station, gossip about people when they're not around, and probably learn to eat soup with fork to impress your dog, cats, or your beaver, or whatever animal you have as a Norwegian inhabitant. So today I have a student here. This student came right from England, right? And his name is Jamie.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Not Yenny, like last week.
Sorry, Jeppe. Jeppe is your name. Jeppe is a name that is for your own protections.
For my own protections.
Because, Jamie is, you have to twist your face quite sometimes, like when you're lacing your shoes, when you knytter skolisser, you, it's not in the Norwegian muscle group of face activity.
To say Jamie.
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 And you'd probably correct them like Jamie.
Well, my...
Yummy.
Yeah, Yummy is the one I get.
Yummy. Yeah.
Yummy.
Because I know a guy, his name is, it's written Charles.
Charles.
Yeah, but he prefers Charles.
Charles.
Yeah, and that's
Sounds
too
Mexican,
much effort, you know. It's, of course, if there was, what do you call it, a premie in the other end, like if you pronounce it right, you'll get this
Present.
gift.
Yeah.
But so much effort, you know, you're climbing that ladder just to say Charles. So I say Charlie to him, and he doesn't like it, but that's the best I can do. I'm not willing to go further. Then I need carrots. You know carrots? It's in English, you see?
Incentive.
Which means you need...
You need a reason. You need something at the end. You see, if you say Charlie to someone in London,
yes.
there's a high chance they'll just think you're trying to buy cocaine off of them.
By saying Charlie?
Yeah, Charlie, because that's Charlie Chalk was a kids thing, and the chalk obviously was associated with cocaine, and then
Chalk, krit.
Clit. Chalk is.
We have lots of young fans, you know.
I'm sorry.
Not clit. You can't write with clit, but you can use it as a sponge. I mean, krit. Krit, you know. Krit. So what do you call the krittid? The krittiden, you know, thousands of millions of years ago, it was a time, chalk time.
Oh.
Krittiden.
Krittin.
Yeah, when everything was chalk, you know, and there was only one blackboard. The dinosaur, I think in England you learn different...
time periods.
Yes, everything starts and ends with the Queen and royal families. And
yeah, I think to an extent, it does.
So the Krittiden and the dinosaur era, you don't learn about it because there wasn't anything to...
time of the clit. Sorry.
To conquer. Because the British weren't invented then.
No.
So time starts with 1926 when Elizabeth was born in.
Is that
after
is that how it works?
I don't know. How does it work, Jamie?
I don't know. I think UK history starts around the Roman invasion, I guess. I mean, we had a Celtic history before that.
So let's go over to Norwegian history.
Okay.
And
Tell me about Norwegian history.
Norwegian history is a very interesting history. And
is that just because you've been invaded and taken over so many times?
Not me, my friend. I am from Pakistan.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I don't want the bad bits.
That was England, Great Britain. They conquered India and Pakistan. But then Pakistan wasn't invented either, so everything is relative. You say that, or it's just Albert Einstein and Norwegians always say, everything is relative. Alt er relativt.
Maybe he was just related to a lot of people when he had an accent.
Not everything is related. Alla er i slekt.
Oh.
Yeah, there is in India, there is a village which has where the whole village, or it's a town, everybody's related. So you can, there are like 100,000 people there, and you can take a picture of everyone, and you can say that they're related. You can see their eyes are pointing in the same direction. The nose have the same ski jump ish bottom, and it's something with the teeth and the length of the arm. So everybody's related, and they speak the same language, local language, as they've done for 5,000 years. So when you know the carbon 14 method, when they're checking out how old is that shit, and they use them as some kind of an organic way of checking out facts and things and details by listening to their stories, because everything their culture, nothing is written, everything is oral. Oral.
Yeah, well, if you've got a good oral tradition, no wonder they'd want to keep it.
Yeah, I bet you have a good oral tradition.
I mean, I brush my teeth.
Oh, okay. I speak so little English that every time I just hear the word oral, it's in within some movies and genres.
I thought this was. I thought we had children listening.
Yes. That's right. So that's why we have the sound effects to change the subject. So today we have a very interesting subject. And that's the subject that you, Jamie, do, Jenny.
You, Jamie, Jenny.
Yeppe. Not yuppie.
Yuppie.
That's when we get to know each other better. But first, it's yeppe. It's formal.
Yeppe. Oh, okay.
It's first formal, then we can go deuce. And deuce is we get closer and we're like pals, friends coming out there.
Oh, I see. Well, this is actually the question is related to that. So, it's a small part of a larger thing, but it's the word Dugnad and the idea of a Dugnad. That was what I was.
You've heard the word Dugnad.
Yeah.
You like the word? Can you taste it?
It sounds good, which is one of the main reasons I wanted to bring it up.
Can you say it?
Dugnad. Is that right?
Yeah. But you don't need to go up that height. Dug.
Oh.
Just
Dugnad.
Dugnad.
Oh.
Nad.
Just a flat.
Dugnad. It's a long vocal.
Not like Dog's Nad.
Dog's Nad is doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, it just means a guy called Doug has got a big gonad, I guess. A big...
I don't know. No? But Dugnad is not related to any of those things. Dugnad is just voluntary work.
Yeah, so this is what confused me about it. It seems like, to me, that it's not just voluntary work, but it's sort of like social pressure from the people in your local area to do the work whether you want to or not.
Yeah, in all parts of the world. It's not particularly Norwegian. It's they like to Norwegian like to say it's very Norwegian to do Dugnad because they have a word for it. In England, you don't have one word for it. You have voluntary work.
Yeah.
Within the community.
Yeah.
And there's another thing also that's typical countries, that once you have a word for it, and it seems like that word is like 1,000 years old, then it also means that the content of the word is also old.
Owned by the country.
Yeah, because, voluntary work is something that probably has been for ages.
Yeah, I mean, there's slavery. That was the original non-voluntary work.
Non-voluntary work. That's the opposite of Dugnad, which maybe Dugnad people can feel like sometimes that they've got into a trap. But Dugnad is a word, I think it's a Viking word, very old word. And since it's an old Viking word, people just think that, I can prove that voluntary work has been done for thousands of years. Look at that word. It's from Snorre Sturlason's book.
From the Vikings.
Yeah, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you have an ownership to the content.
Yeah.
If you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah, that makes sense. I think, the closest, you do get voluntary work in the UK. You would volunteer sometimes to maybe be a part of a sports team or to help your local community.
Yeah.
There's stuff like, obviously, most people that work at charity shops are doing volunteer work to help for whatever charity they believe in. And you'll do sponsorships, so...
and you have the dugnad, the exploitation, utnyttelse av dugnad, and that's often religious groups, like they exploit their dugnadsarbeidere, their voluntary workers, because they're working for a higher purpose, and the higher purpose is often in religious groups. You.
Me?
Yes, it's pictures of you everywhere. No, it's nice. Like the leader.
Oh, so the person in charge of the religious group manipulating them into making the money.
Yeah, but that's not what the dugnad is. That's a manipulation of dugnad. So dugnad is just charity work. So people help each other, and but it has. So in Norway, dugnad is a big thing, you know. And I remember, my parents. Pakistani family.
Yeah.
And back in the 80s, we didn't have a big vocabular, ordforråd, and didn't understand that much of the Norwegian culture. So we moved into a borettslag.
Yeah, what's a borettslag?
It's a place where you live and you have a neighbor on every side.
Oh, like a little commune sort of.
Yeah, that was a puzzle. What's a place where you have neighbors on every side, like a community? That thing. Maybe. So we got a message from the styre, and the styre said, "Dugnad tomorrow."
What's a styre?
Styre is the. We'll learn about that in a different chapter. It's a whole episode about that in season 3.
Okay.
So I got it in my letterbox. And my dad looked at it, and it was handwritten with gold script,
nice.
typing and calligraphy, dugnad, and come tomorrow, and it will be great. So we didn't know what it was. So my parents and we all dressed up, suits and shave and lots of brill creme on the hair. So we went up to this borettslag, to the barnehage, where everybody met, and my dad said, "Hello, nice to be here and be invited to this dugnad. So shall we start?" And he got a shovel in his hand. "Here, gå bort der og grav. Go there and dig a hole, huge hole." And so he said,
suit.
"Okay, why?" "Because it's a dugnad." So he needed to change from his dress to kjeledress.
So dugnad is digging. Dig.
It's digging and doing voluntary work for the community to bring people together.
Oh, no, that's so you had to. I guess were
Change.
you looking forward to something else then? I guess so. You've been really disappointed.
And we didn't get any money for it.
No.
That's dugnad. You get waffles. That's
You
a
get
good
waffles.
dugnad. Yeah, and you get coffee.
Oh, nice.
Or cocoa.
Stay for the waffles and coffee.
Yeah, you work 8 hours a day, and here's your waffle, and you got your coffee. No, not yet. Okay, he didn't get his coffee. What do we do? I'm sorry. I'm very sorry. You worked so much, and we don't have the coffee ready for you. We can make coffee for you. No, it's okay. Are you sure? Because I can make new coffee. That would be nice. Okay, I'll make new coffee for you.
Oh, that's
and that's a kuslig dugnad. So that's dugnad. There are, of course, lots of positive things about dugnad. And you've done dugnad yourself.
Yeah. So I guess the closest to a sort of community spirit dugnad I can think of is there was a riot in Croydon.
A riot?
Yeah. Just your bog standard riot, nothing exciting. And I think it was 2012, I think the last one I can remember.
What kind of riot? Like they were fighting?
Yeah, like smashing cars into windows and looting and stuff like that.
Why?
There was a guy called, what's his name? Mark Duggan, I want to say, off the top of my head. He was shot by the police. And the protest turned into riots, essentially, and that was in the north of London. But the youth around the rest of London, I think, took it as an opportunity to just let out frustrations and stress. And then just the riots went all over the place and people were meeting up, and it all of a sudden, because of social media, actually, it was quite easy to go like, right, we're all going to meet here. And then the riots just happened, essentially. But the day afterwards was when, I guess, the Dugnad would have happened, where just everyone from the community that obviously wasn't rioting sort of turned up and helped clean up the town.
For free?
Yeah. So just sweeping up smashed glass and looking after each other, and, you know,
Yeah.
it was quite a hopeful atmosphere. Like, it was sort of like it doesn't matter how many riots are going to happen, we're still going to keep going. And
So you thank those people who helped you?
yeah, everyone got on, and then
Thank you for the riot?
Not so much for the
Riots, bringing people together.
Not so much for the riots, but I still talk to someone that I met at the cleanup. We still chat every now and then. Everyone went to sort of like go to drink together afterwards as well, which is probably quite a UK thing. Just any excuse to go for a drink.
Afterwards. Yeah, that's everywhere they serve alcohol. They have that issue.
Yeah, pretty much. Like a lot, but then saying that, some of the pubs got raided, so you had to be careful. Like, some of them couldn't open because they basically all their stock had been stolen.
So you like Dugnad then? That's a good thing for you.
Yeah, I think Dugnad is a positive thing as long as it's not abused. That would make sense, wouldn't it?
Yes, but there's also another way of Dugnad, you see.
The third way.
Yes, and that's the negative things about Dugnad, which is ufrivillig negative thing.
Ufrivillig.
Yes, when you're not intended.
Not in...
intent. No
intent behind the Dugnad.
Yeah. No intent of the negative outcome. And that's, for example, if you have like a big concert and you want people to be doormans, bouncers, but you can't afford it, then the local community comes and they become the bouncers, dørvakter, and none of them are qualified. And then you say, hey, man, it's a fight over there. Oh, that's okay. I know them. They're just... let them do their thing, please. I don't want any trouble. So the lack of expertise disappears when they're volunteers. And your boss can't complain because they're working for free. You can't say, hei, ta det sammen nå. Jobbe litt ordentlig. Ikke tulle. Jobbe. And then he can say, what? Fuck you, man. I'm doing this for free. Why are you complaining? I'm going home.
And then you're fucked,
Yeah, so it's lots of negative things about when you stretch, men når du strekker dugnaden to the point of no return.
That sounds extreme.
So that's Dugnad. And Dugnad is... Dugnad.
Yeah. Have you ever made any friends from Dugnad or anything like that? Or is it...
One time I made a friend. No, I don't know if I've made any friends through Dugnad. I should look up into my diary with friends from Dugnad, friends from the gas station, friends I got as a prostitute. No, I'm not. I don't remember anything about where I got my friends because most of my friends comes from alcohol.
Ah, the classic.
Yeah. So, that was Dugnad, and now we have to move on.
Next post.
And the next post is, oh my God, it's a very interesting post, and that's to taste Norwegian food, you know.
Oh, no.
Every week I'll give you a Norwegian dish, which you will eat or drink or smear over your body. But today there's a piece of bread, not the cracker bread like last time. You see,
a piece of brown bread.
You remember cracker bread, which we had, a knekkebrød.
Yeah.
The problem with knekkebrød, I forgot to tell that the last time, that its worst enemy is smuler.
Smuler?
Yeah, crumbs. So knekkebrød, it makes too much crumbs for you to can eat it everywhere. So the biggest enemy of the knekkebrød's sales is crumbs, but you can't eat it in the car. You can't eat knekkebrød in the car. It's in the beds. No, it's everywhere. And when you sleep, you have knekkebrødsmuler, and it klør. It itches. It's very irritating. And then you just become crazy because of the cracker bread. You can just eat it outside. That's the best place to eat it.
Yeah, and don't have a beard.
Yeah, because then it will.
Because I did I did notice yesterday there was some in my beard after the podcast finished. It was.
And now you have the opportunity to eat a very Norwegian dish for special interested people, and that's a brødskive med svolværpostei.
Svolværpostei.
Svolvær is basically a place up in Svolvær, up in north.
Okay.
And it's a very, very exotic place. I was on a boat in Svolvær, and I said to a guy, "Can I see an eagle?"
What? You're in a boat in Svolvær. Can I see an eagle?
Well, in Svolvær, up in north, it's normal to ask people if you can see eagles, and they'll fix it for you. Of course, in Oslo, if you go to a guy and say, "Hey, can I see an eagle?" He would say, "What kind of eagle? Give me 15 minutes to smoke or to snort." "Oh, no, none of those eagles.
Yeah,
just a bird eagle." "Oh, you want a tattoo?" No. Eagle, the bird. Bird, like a chopper, like a motorcycle. So you go on. But in North, you can ask for things that they know are their export things.
Yeah.
So many times I've been up there.
Export eagles.
Export as people come up there to see them. So they can. So I've been there, and I've said to a man in a boat, "May I see an eagle?" And he's like, "Okay." And he looked at me, and he chewed his gum, and he was like, "Yeah, okay." And he øyemålte meg, looked at me from tip to toe. "Yeah, so you want to see an eagle, huh? How dare you?" And I said, just, it comes from my heart. I want to see it. I don't want to see it stuffed. I don't want to see it on National Geographic. I just want to see it, and I want to be in the same room as a real eagle.
The same room? That room being the entirety of the north outside.
Yes.
Oh, nice.
But I didn't want to use all those words because he didn't look like a guy who wanted difficult words from the south. He just, eagle, okay. And what he did was, he said, "Give me a minute." And he took up a fishing rod, a fiskestang, and he threw it out in the water. And at the first throw, he got a cod.
So a cod is a torsk.
A torsk.
Torsk.
Yeah, not a tosk. A tosk is an idiot.
Oh.
But torsk is a bearded fish. Fish with a beard, with a goatee. Oh. The goatee fish. It's a cod.
The goatee fish.
So he took out the cod, and I thought to myself, I said eagle, motherfucker, not cod. And he started to weight it in his hand, and it was like, not maybe something a little lighter. And he threw it out, and he threw the rod again. Second time, he just got a medium-sized cod, and he was like, "Yeah, this is great." And he started to wave. With the cod is in his hand.
What? He's got a live cod in his hand and he's just waving
it. It was waving itself because it was like air. So, but he also waved, so it was a And I was like, what the fuck is he doing? And he was waving against the mountain, and within 10 seconds, a giant eagle came, grabbed the cod from his hand. Big eagle with, big claws, and you can even see his... it was like 10 centimeters from me. You can see his wristwatch.
Oh, nice.
From the eagle. And, it had
what kind of watch did
wedding rings. It was,
was it a smartwatch?
It must have been, because it fishes under the water. And it just took it from his hand, shook his hand very fast. Thank you. And and made a sound, You've heard the eagle sound?
I mean, I have now. That's
it's more like a choking eagle, but I haven't. When I do my warm-ups, I make very good eagle sounds. So it flew away, and he said, "Satisfied?" And I was like, "Wow, that's fantastic."
What did you say the word when he said satisfied? What was it? Fred Elsa.
Tilfredsstillelse.
Tilfredsstillelse from last week. Tilfredsstillelse?
Not in that.
That's
not in that way.
That's a shame. I thought
Because that sounds like maybe some. So now we've seen the eagle. What else would you like to see?
So I got really excited. I thought I could use the word that you taught me last week. I was like, throw that in, but obviously.
Oh no,
obviously
tilfredsstillelse. It's like satisfaction. It's like saying satisfaction.
Oh, okay.
It's more like a robotic. When the Norwegian
Declaring
robots
your
come
emotion,
in the future, that
satisfaction,
tilfredsstillelse. So it was a great experience up there. So this, what you have in front of you is a piece of svolvær. If you had a globus and you took an ice pick and you just eat that piece, it's called svolvær. And you know it's glass fiber, it will tear up my intestines. No, it wouldn't. That part in the globus, it's called svolværpostei, and that's exactly the whole community tastes like this. So please have a big bite.
Do you know what? I was really hoping that we could change the subject because it's on the table in front of me. It's about, I don't know. Yeah, I feel like that already.
Why aren't you eating it? It's a piece of svolværpostei.
So it smells.
You want me to wave my cod?
I feel like you have metaphorically waved your cod. No, that sounded dodgy. That's no.
So have a bite, please.
Come on, you can do this, Jamie.
Yes.
Okay, I'm bringing it.
Oh my God. Okay, there you have. Isn't it perfect? Or is it?
Oh, I think maybe you talk a little bit for a second.
Of course, it's very much aroma. It's like all the inhabitants of Svolvær and old like reinklæretøy. It's a mixture of everything. It's not just fish liver, I think, and that gives it the special taste that so many people up in Svolvær acquires. It's a big export thing for Svolvær. Yeah.
Where do they export it to? Well, down here at least. Oh God.
Everybody who waves with their cod gets a Svolværpostei.
I'm just going to drink something quickly. Just that.
Yeah, it's for special interested. So would you like to throw the dice?
Yeah, I'd definitely like to throw the dice on the. Oh God.
I love it.
A two. A definite two.
Two?
Yeah.
Why? Why you're being so mean, Jamie?
So I think if it had something else, like some chili flakes or some pepper or some lime or bacon or something else, it would be okay.
It's Svolværpostei, not Calcutta-postei.
Yeah, but Calcutta-postei might have been better because that was.
It's a town up in north. Show some respect,
and I'm sure they're great. They're lovely people, and I'm sure their eagle wrangling skills are really useful.
They are extraordinary.
Eagle fishing, but
so you didn't like it. You wouldn't have that for your breakfast tomorrow.
No, I would not have that for breakfast. I think if I'd I feel like I've just been punched in the tongue.
So, can you say Svolværpostei?
Svolværpostei.
Svolværpostei. You have an R there, Svolvær. That's the name of the town.
Svolværpostei.
Postei, yeah. Postei is, you know what the postei is? Postei?
Paste.
Paste. Yeah, it's a paste.
Paste.
Pâté. Pâté is in French. Pâté. And so pâté is very modern, but it's like postei has always been around. So it's basically you just put lots of bullshit up in a blender.
It tastes like shit in a blender. To be honest, it was
everything you put in a blender and you take out of it and put it on a table.
Yeah.
It's wow, looks delicious.
Maybe a 1.5 actually. I'm going to change it to a 1.5 because that aftertaste is...
It will never go away.
No, it won't.
You can smell the Svolværpostei from people's mouths from years back. It's like, when you sparkle the wall
When you sparkle the wall.
Sparkle veggen med sement, med sparkel. You know,
Are you on about like polyfiller or something?
Cement.
Okay. Plaster.
Plaster-ish.
Yeah.
It just defines who you are. And no perfume and no shampoo or no toothbrush cream will ever manage to remove that smell that you have today.
Yeah, I think...
you will be that Svolvær guy.
I can imagine...
Svolvær Jeppe.
Putting Svolvær into like someone's underpants and then trying to sell it on the internet. That's...
That would be a very famous person's underpants then, if you would, like the royal family's underpants. So that
takes my Svolvær pants.
Yes, it's a very famous and very regarded dish in Norway.
Oh yeah, sorry, Norway.
Please eat the rest of the bread. Okay. I've sliced a whole kneiperød in two and
a whole kneiperød.
Put a whole box of it. So you know, it's. The prices have gone up, so has Svolvær postei. So
you're literally going to have to talk while I'm eating this because I'm going to have to struggle this down.
You do that.
Okay.
And now we'll go to the next one, and that's Word of the Week. Word of the Week with Jamie. So, Jamie, what's the Word of the Week?
So, the Word of the Week I've gone with is actually a phrase.
Yes, so Word of the Week is something that you have you've gone around and you've thought about a word.
Yeah,
and that's something that you like.
It is a word that I like. Well, it's a phrase that I like.
But before we take that word phrase, what do you miss going back to England?
Such a random subject. Yeah, I do miss parts of England. I miss not having to try fucking fish liver paste on bread.
So what's the closest you get there with Svolvær postei?
Maybe
Croydon Riots postei?
Yeah, maybe cod roe that you'd get in a fish and chip shop is the closest.
What's a cod roe? The cod,
like cod eggs, the eggs of cod, that sort of stuff.
Rogn.
Yeah, livery cod bit. It tastes a bit like cod liver oil.
Ah, that's delicious.
Oh God,
you eat that?
No, I don't. I used to have to.
Oh, you drink it. You don't eat
I used to take the tablets, the cod liver oil tablets as a kid.
Yeah.
And I mean, I still do now. And it's one of the worst things is later on in the day when if you burp, you get a mouthful of cod liver oil just come up in the burp.
Yeah.
And it's,
So if you're on that boat with that man and you want to see an eagle.
Just burp.
Yeah, he don't need to throw that rod out. You just burp and you will have all the eagles of northern Norway because that's the thing they like.
Just the smell of liver.
That liver. That's what they want to eat. Rest of the bird is just packaged. It's like an IKEA package. Just open, wrapping up, removing the shells and the eyeballs. There's the liver oil. and you can smell it when the eagles burp. When the eagles burp. That's a nice song. Title.
When the eagles burp.
Or when the doves cry. You can smell that. They probably would love this. And back in the medieval times, you know, when they hang people on the cross, because they don't have vultures here. Vultures?
Yeah.
Vultures?
Yeah.
Is that voluntary workers like Dugnad?
Vultures, yeah.
Yeah. They come.
Maybe it's the people in charge of the voluntary work, the vultures.
Then they used to smear people with Svolvær postei. And hang them up in the cross, and the vultures, which wasn't there, but the eagles, they came and ate them up. So that's the story of Svolvær postei. So the word of the week is...
So the word of the week is jeg er, which is I am, and then glad I die, happy in you.
Jeg glad i deg.
Jeg er, jeg er glad I die, you too. That's very nice.
Thank you.
So yeah, in the direct translation, which is one of the reasons I like it, is I am happy in you. Yeah, because it's such a, when you think about it, it's like, there's only one person you'd really want to say that to. Like
God?
Depending on your preference. Yeah, exactly. But in Norway, it's a lesser version of saying I love you, because I love you is jeg, which is jeg elsker deg. is strictly reserved, isn't it, for like the person that you are in love with? Whereas "jag är glad idag" is sort of what you'd say to friends, family. Is that correct?
Oh yes. It's like saying if you when you say "I love you," if you remove the "I," you just say "love you." Love you.
Yeah.
That's that kind of it's a milder version of it's I love you is a bit too hardcore to say to people.
Maybe I could start saying that to people in Norway. Just "I love you."
Yeah, if you love them, you should say that.
Yeah.
But start with the "jag glad idag" and see how that works out.
Yeah, glad idag. Yeah, because like I've said it to people in the shops, like as I'm leaving, "jag glad idag," and I just get funny looks.
Yeah, because that's not the place you say it.
Oh, I've said it to the bus driver as well, as I've got off the bus before. I'm like, "Oh, thank you." Like I think bus drivers in Norway, it's funny because they look at you suspiciously if you say thank you. Like, why is he thanking me? I'm just doing my job. Like, but I don't know. It might be English manners coming in there, but
when you say thank you, how do you say thank you?
Oh, just the occasional tack. I won't go to the full 1000. I wouldn't go with like a 500 tack. I would just a normal, thank you, or tack.
Tack.
Yeah, tack do.
Oh, they don't get bothered here. I think tack is a normal thing to say.
Yeah, I've had it like tack and then just "jag glad idag."
Yeah, glad idag is a bit weird thing to say because that means I love you in a milder way. But you say that in England to people, love you.
Yeah, I say that to people all the time.
Okay.
Give them a clem.
You get easily in love with strangers and you give them clems.
Yeah.
Excuse me, do you know what time it is? It's 5:15.
Yeah.
Glad idag, love you.
I might do that.
When I see you again.
We could do that for my task. I think maybe I could just tell some Norwegians, "jag glad idag," and see how they react. That could be.
Yeah, I think I know the reaction. If you don't know people, it's strange to say "jag är glad idag," because it means I love you. So why would you say that, Jamie?
Well, maybe because I glad them, I happy them.
You're happy people.
Yeah, I happy. Maybe I'm not happy in them.
So, but "jag glad idag" is a nice phrase. Actually, for just to say, tell people that you like them.
Yeah, I think for our Norwegian listeners, I think you should literally say it to someone next to you right now if you're listening. It doesn't matter if you're on the bus.
Or you're alone.
Yeah, or you're in the tube. You know, just look at the person closest to you and be like, "jag glad idag."
Yeah, without the...
if extra emphasis on the E. "Jag glad idag."
Very good. And now we have our next post, and that is message from abroad.
Ooh.
And that's questions we have from Jamie's friends who are concerned with Jamie. That where is he? You know, he's moved to Norway. Yeah.
And I said to him, just ask me some questions.
So you have a friend, and what does he want?
Right. So here we go.
Hi, this is Davy Spanner from Greenock, Scotland, and I would like to know what normal Norwegians think about Vargvikernes. Cheers.
There we go.
What normal Norwegians think about Vargvikernes, the Satanist guy.
Oh, he's a Satanist.
Oh yeah, you know him, don't you?
Yeah, I know. Like, I've heard of the guy from like the black metal scene, which I mean, and like that's normally associated with racism.
Yeah, I think
outside of
normal people think he's stupid. Of course, everybody thinks he's a fucked up, stupid guy. I think that's the normal opinion of every Norwegian I know about. He killed a guy back in the 90s.
Oh,
and he had a record, Bursum. Solo project. Yeah, Bursum. That's a cool
like
word.
boobs.
It's I think it's an old word. It's Tolkien, you know Tolkien. His word. He took it from there, And
So it's got nothing to do with boobs, like bosom.
No, it's not bosom, it's bursum. And it's darkness.
Oh, darkness.
Darkness. And he's called the Count.
The Count?
Yeah.
Why is he
in
fond of
Norwegian,
numbers?
The Greven. Yeah, he is body counting people he has killed. And it's number one is still. And he's got lots of space on his arms to make more counts. But he got arrested. And
Good.
yeah, so he's... basically what people find funny is he used to burn churches.
Okay.
The wooden churches that are like the special churches of Norway that are totally made of wood and are the oldest church in the world. Very easy to burn down just with one match. You can burn, and he burned a lot of churches. And
why?
And because they burn so well.
Oh, was he cold?
I don't think so. I don't think that was the reason. But of course, today, when the electricity is so expensive, I would burn some churches too, just to keep warm. But it's special to burn old churches, I think. I can understand some parts of it.
Yeah? What, just from an economic, it's a bit cold point of view. I'm going to burn
something old. He did a lot of that kind of stuff, but he's in jail now.
Yeah, it sounds like he deserves it. Like, I don't know, that just sounds like a really attention-seeky thing to do, to burn a church. My parents didn't look after me enough. I'm going to set a church on fire as a cry for help.
Like,
is that?
Yeah, or a cry for Dugnad.
Yeah. Yeah, mate, is he just a community thought leader? Was he trying to get people to come and Dugnad and fix the church afterwards? Or
it's very difficult to fix a stavkirke after it's burned down.
Build a new one.
Yeah, but most of the fascination about the church are that they're so old. So then you need to do like some shops are doing now. They go to India and they buy old furniture, like hundreds of years old furniture, and they take the pieces apart and they build new modern stuff like a desk or something, and they sell it as this is a 2,000-year-old computer desk, and it is because the wood is 2,000 years old.
And I mean, that was a very popular desk in the 2,000 years ago was for computers. That was a yeah.
So that's how they sell them.
Okay, well there we go. Vikenes.
Yeah.
Church burning.
Church burner.
Idiot.
Not so popular anymore.
It sounds like we've given the guy too much airtime already.
Velkommen til Drammen kommune,
Okay.
Innbyggertorget. Innbyggertorget, vær så god.
Hei. Dugnad?
Hva sa du nå?
Dugnad.
Dugnad?
Ja, i Drammen.
Ja, hva med det?
Ja. Dugnad? Dugnad for meg i Drammen?
Du har kommet til kontaktsenteret til kommunen. Drammen kommune.
Ja.
Beklager, nå trenger jeg litt mer å gå på.
Kanskje Dugnad?
Jeg forstår ikke helt hva det er du skal ha hjelp til. Vi har ikke en...
Ingen Dugnad i Drammen?
Nei. Ja.
Jeg er glad i deg. Thank you for listening to the Language Power podcast. If you're interested in anything else, please give us a follow on Facebook.